I'm going to show you something after I get my batteries in my pocket. Mama Cornstar gave me the other day a little fan that wasn't working. It just kind of like locked up on her. This little fan here, it just would hardly, you'd turn the switch on and go, took the guts apart inside too. There was so much hair. I mean, some of the hair was probably 4 to 5 inches long. It just like wrapped and wrapped and wrapped inside the little bearings. So took it all apart, cleaned all that hair out, which I was really surprised how much was wrapped in there. And then kind of put a little bit of oil on the bearings, put her back together. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That's what this day is gonna be. It's gonna be a perfect day. We're gonna get a lot done. So we need to get over to Cooper's or Kohl's, I guess. And Cooper and Zach are already over there. I already forgot what Cooper wanted me to bring over. I guess for the weed eater, the little orange twine for that. So we better grab it. We're gonna work on the bin setup today for corn. I kind of go because every time I go over there, it's just kind of a sad part of our life. But we want to get things greased up. I want to make sure dryer's all greased up, ready to run, start it. We're gonna just kind of make sure everything's cleaned up, ready to go. One grain leg, I honestly can't remember if we cleaned it out after we were done using it from filling up semis over the winter. We need to get that cleaned up. So tag along with me. We'll see what we can get tore up. Hopefully not tore up, but get done today. Well, we are over here at the bin site, over here at Kohl's, trying to check things out, whatever, see whatever else we can run into. Cooper is actually down in the pit, and I can actually call this a pit. He's going down there where we drive our semis over, and we're supposed to be able to unload 8,000 bushels an hour. Can't even get near it. Can't even get near it. So anyhow, he's down there making sure there's no rocks or anything down there. I think you guys watched some of the other videos, so you kind of know how this works. But I guess we don't know how to run a pit, and it's kind of the reasons why it won't even do what it's told to do. But that's a whole different story, guys. But if you guys are ever approached on something like this, please come talk to us before you spend money you wish you wouldn't have spent. Well, I'm gonna take the lid off of this end here so we can get down and see how bad everything is down there. Takes you down to the motor to the giant pit. When this setup was put up, they ordered the wrong size mat for our pit, and they always said that we'll get it taken care of, we will get you the right size. But I guess we never talked when. Just when you think they're going to take care of it, you would think fairly soon, not years later, and we're still stuck with a short tarp to go over our pit. So we always stick plywood and stuff over the last 4 feet. Cooper's just flushing out some of the crud that still escapes these little tarps. Zach's, hey Ellie girl, hi girl, how are you? Say hi to everybody. Hi Ellie, hi girl. Ellie's kind of our watchdog around here. She just always got her eyes going, and it's funny, the people that are here all the time, she just like doesn't even look at them, but when a stranger comes on, she lets us know, and I really like that. We got Roman that stopped by. He's probably thinking right now this would be a lot funner than working in the house. Any word of wisdom?
Yeah, I just came to inspect it. It looks pretty good.
Good.
Make sure you stop when the water starts running clear.
Kind of something over the winter how much crap and stuff floats around. And we'll have to too, Cooper. We got to open that door sometime too. God, can you believe it? Somebody's running around with a camera in one hand, finding ladders and stuff. Just uncalled for. We're going to open up that door up there. Watch your head, Coop. All right, let's see if this works now. We're gonna try again. Hey Coop, I'm gonna open it. That was a look on Cooper's face like, oh no, there's some crap stuck up in there. Kind of a bad deal. When they put the roof on this 5,000 bushel overhead here, this hopper bottom right here, they kind of messed up the roof a little bit on it, and it leaks. just no ends ifs getting around it. And we told them about it, but we're trying to figure out how to get that from leaking, and didn't really. So anyhow, we got to get up there and get that cleaned out too. So we'll probably go up the stairs, and I should see if I got a rope, and then I can pull up the hose. 3/8 ratchet. Yeah. Put a pit in. They say it's the best thing in the world when they're selling it to you. They don't tell you how much moisture gets in here. It's just wet right now. You can feel the steam coming out. Really need to try to figure out some little cover to put on here that has vents in it to let air out. On the overhead up here, I asked Coop, he's up there with a hose right now, how much you think's up there that got wet and cruddy over the winter that just didn't come out. He said maybe 10 bushels. So I'm gonna close the door here. I'm gonna let him get some water, kind of build up in there and stuff, and then we'll reopen it. See if we can get that stuff out of there. The last load that went out here over the winter, it was pretty cold, so the stuff was kind of froze up in there. No use trying to bust it out in the winter. Well, I'm up here too. I wanted to mention in in a lot of our videos in the winter, you see the little white truck that pulls in. Ronnie, our older driver, he was making a bean run the other day and got up to unload a load of beans, and sounded like he wasn't feeling good in the truck, and called 911 himself. And anyhow, when the paramedics came and stuff, it sounded like we don't know if he had a heart attack or what, but he has had some heart issues. Ronnie passed away. So at 70 years old, Ronnie is now in heaven with his semi. And one of them things, I know he's been kind of slowing down. He feels it in his body, but he loves driving truck, and I'm glad, I hope this don't sound bad, he passed away doing what he loved to do, but at least he was parked in line. He wasn't driving down the road and had some kind of health issue where somebody else got hurt, plus him. But we're gonna miss Ronnie. He was always old, reliable. Sometimes he'd come and he'd grump around a little bit about things in life, and was running a truck. Sometimes truckers probably ain't treated the fairest for trying to make a living and all the different things they got to pay, and it's so anyhow, we're gonna miss him dearly, and we could always count on Ronnie, and he's hauled for us for many years, and so rest in peace, Ronnie. I know Cooper wants me to find a long pole and stuff. Well, that's pretty easy for him to say when he's not going to be the one under in the water coming down, dripping all over your arm. Probably kind of some stinky stuff. I don't know if you guys ever had stinky corn on you or not, but put it this way. Your wife, if you go to put your arm around her, she's going to smell it for the next week. Rotten beans are even worse. One thing I didn't get built yet here, there's the ground. I'm up here when we're filling up semis in the winter. You look up there, snow, ice, whatever falls off up there, it hits you. And I'm always worried about getting a big chunk 6 inches in my head. I've always kind of wanted to build a little lean-to here, maybe a little bit of sides on it, because when you're up here in the winter, it is cold, cold. Something you don't think about if you're not the one up here freezing your little kneecaps off. Kind of one of them phone numbers that said unavailable. Well, I'm unavailable to pick it up. What do you think, Ellie? Are you having fun running through the crud? Hopefully Ellie doesn't go through a bunch of crud, get her feet stinking like rotten corn. Cooper won't enjoy her tonight when he goes to bed. Well, we're gonna go down in the pit, check the belt, grease the motor down there. A little ladder in there that's welded, but let's just say when the welds ain't very good, things don't hold up. Yeah. Wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck. Ah! That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. You just have to look at things and smile and say, hey, it's okay. We're gonna go ahead and put some new belts on down there in the giant pit on the cross auger. They're B66, and I'm gonna show you why. Every so often we have issues with that auger. I don't know, but she'll burn belts. I don't know if you can see that little burn area there. Seems like we're always getting down there, tightening, putting new belts on, but like there, a bunch of burn marks, and part of it is too, that darn hole down there always stays really damp, wet, hot, cold, sweats, frost. And I think it gets the belts wet, so we usually try to start them in the morning, let them run for 10 minutes before we put any load on it to try to dry the belts off, but you can just see how it just melts the belts. I'm over here working on the corn dryer. Now this little beauty here, she might have a lot of age on her, but she's still working good. But right now I'm trying to get the machine to run, and if I remember right, last fall we temporarily wired up a wire to make the unloading auger run the whole time while we were emptying it out. I hope I'm thinking right, so I'm going to get up there and disconnect the wire before we try starting it. Should have wrote this down, and you think the mind would remember, and my mind forgot as soon as I probably shut it off. So I wish I would have made some notes on it, but I'm going to crawl up there, take a couple wires off, one wire for sure, then we'll see if things start up and run. Like I said, I should have wrote this down. You always think you're going to remember, and you remember until you forget. I think you got to have corn in it. Otherwise the buzzer goes off, says it's low on corn. I just want to make sure the bottom auger's working. It's working. You gotta remember how this whole thing works. It's like a little sewing machine. If everything's working right, it works good. Let's run to the back of the machine and make sure the burners are working. Oh yeah, I feel the heat. Over 200 degrees, so that's working. Look how cold the pipe's getting already. Wow. It's kind of hard. You see some neighbors, you see dust around, so you know some of the other neighbors are combining beans. And then all at once you get a snap from a couple of neighbors. It's bean time, 2024. And then it's like, oh, I want to be out there with them. I want to be running. And then I look at our beans and it just seems like a lot of green stems. But some of the neighbors said they're getting a lot of green stems, but the pods are dry.
That's weird. You see some with the green stem on them still, but you break all the pods on them, they open right up.
Well, as far as I know, everything on the bin site is pretty well ready. We tightened belts, we've greased everything up. Cooper, Zach, me, we spent all day over here at Kohl's kind of checking things up, cleaning things up. Zach's out here right now mowing and touching things up. Cooper's running around with a weed eater. So as far as I know, I think we're in pretty good shape to got to pick up a few tools, but I know one thing, I am so tickled and so happy that we were able to build a tiny house here when we put this grain set up. Spent a lot of time in there, and it's just nice to have heat and air conditioning and a little kitchen and stuff, so kind of nice. Just take a few moments a day here to get things cleaned up and looking nice. So once we start bringing corn over, things are ready to roll. The boys were out looking at the beans today. Probably a couple days, hopefully we can get running. Talk to you guys on the next video. Hey, don't forget to hit the like and leave some comments. I always love the comments, so I'll be reading them. Talk to you later.